P4. That's the best ever finish by an Indian driver in F1. And the race was equally dramatic. It's time for another F1 scandal, baby. The year is 2005. The Indianapolis Speedway is newly resurfaced. But then, all of a sudden, Ricardo Zonta loses control of his Toyota. Then, Ralf Schumacher meets with a freak accident, lucky enough to walk unscathed. But why? That's because the new track surface was so abrasive that the tires started to fail. These days we have one single tire maker, which is Pirelli, but back in the day there was a tire war between Michelin and Bridgestone. Bridgestone had a huge advantage because they had the experience of working with F1 teams and tracks for the last 15 years, whereas Michelin, it was just a new player. It started off in 2001 after a long hiatus in F1. Now, Indianapolis is actually quite a unique circuit because of how it is banked, especially at turn 13. And this is the turn that placed enormous load on the rear right tire, which caused it to burst. After Schumacher and Zonta's incidents, it was clear to Michelin that their tires were unsafe for racing. Michelin-backed teams urged the FIA to add an additional chicane or a series of turns right after the turn 13. But FIA didn't budge. But then came the race day. After the formation lap, all Michelin teams came back to the pit lane, making way for this spectacle where only 6 cars started the race. And in that, Narain Karthikeyan came fourth in his yellow Jordan behind teammate Tiago Monteiro. Now, mind you, this was a real safety concern. And what did FIA do? Charge Michelin teams with misconduct. But then they also later cleared them because they understood how much backlash they would get. I feel worst for the fans though. About 100,000 people turned up for the venue, only to see 6 cars running around in circles on a rather boring circuit by F1 standards. Attendance actually started to dwindle after 2006, and 2007 was the last year for the USGP until the Circuit of the Americas came into existence in 2012. And this is one of the many reasons why Americans have such a bittersweet history with F1. So if you learned something new, drop me a follow.